Democrats, you're acting like we're not paying attention. And these next couple of videos are going to call out just how stupid they are. Schumer, Warren, and Cory Booker post identical videos for the world at the same time. And it's word for word the same thing. Word for word, they're repeating themselves. And so you will have 1 minute and 25 seconds of real pain to sit through. Do I apologize for this? Yes, I do. If I had to sit through it, though, so must you. So here we have 3 heavy-hitting U.S. senators saying the same thing, but does the message connect? Does it connect? No, it doesn't. They're acting like they don't. Whoever thought this was be a good idea, clearly you need to diversify your writers. People to come up with different types of scripts. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it.
When I win, I will immediately bring prices down starting on day one.
That ain't true. That's what you just heard.
Wait, senators, did you just swear?
When I win, I will immediately bring prices down starting on day one.
That ain't true. That's what you just heard. Since day one of Donald Trump's presidency, prices are not down. They're up. Inflation is getting worse, not better. The prices of groceries, gas, housing, eggs, of essentials, it's not getting better. It's getting worse. Meanwhile, Donald Trump has done nothing. Goose eggs to lower prices. Instead, he's pardoned violent criminals who savagely beat police officers
on January 6th.
He's letting Elon Musk take a chainsaw to vital government programs, and then, even worse, giving him access to Americans' sensitive data, Social Security numbers, tax returns, health care bills. He's fired thousands of essential workers, people who help our veterans get their benefits, people fighting Ebola in Africa so it doesn't come here. He's frozen funding for vital programs that so many American families need: cancer research, education, payments to family farmers, and so much worse. Why are they doing this? Trump, Musk, Doge are taking these vital services away from you for one reason only: so they can give tax breaks to their billionaires club. Their plan is awful.
The Republican
Simply
plan
awful.
is
Billionaires
simple.
win,
Families
families
lose.
lose.
Well,
And
billionaires
that
win.
is the truth.
And that is the truth.
And that is the truth.
Stand away if you're listening on headphones. Ah! You guys are Democrats. Are you dumb, stupid, or dumb? No, seriously. What was that? That's it. Who's your script writer? Who's doing this, DNC? Like, it's like you guys get off on getting embarrassed or losing. You know what I have to live with? Saying at some point, again, Harlan's Media's been around for 8 years. I have to live with the fact that I might have said some good things about Democrats way early on. Thank God I'm post-duopoly. What was that? But it's like they're trying to go viral for stupid things. But no, it gets even worse. It gets even worse. Hey, here's Representative Hakeem Jeffries. Representative Hakeem Jeffries. We don't need no paid protesters, bro. I want to give a huge shout out to Jose Vega. Does he know how dumb he looks? Maybe. I don't know.
Just got back to the Capitol. Another day, another lie from these people who are out of control. I'm told that Donald Trump, Mike Johnson, and the extreme MAGA Republicans are claiming that Democrats are sending paid protesters into their town hall meetings. What's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with y'all? You don't need to send paid protesters into your town hall meetings. The American people are with us all across the country. People are rising up to push back against the assault on the economy, the assault on hardworking families, the assault on our democracy, and the assault on Medicaid. We don't need paid protesters, bro. The American people are with us.
Press X for doubt. And I press X 1,000 times that the button doesn't even work anymore. Okay, so let's talk about some of these protesters, okay? Because I remember when activists and organizers were protesting the Democrats during the height of the war in Gaza, or either that, calling out the failures of the Biden Harris administration for funding this ridiculous war in Ukraine, or either that, allowing for corporations and Wall Street and big banks to still run wild here. And what did the Democrats do to these critical thinkers and activists that demanded the Democrats to be better? Oh, you're paid Russian assets. Oh, you're secret Republicans. Oh, you're this. Oh, you're that. You're misogynist. You're bigots. You're racist. Democrats, at this point, I've seen your protests. In fact, it's a terrible, terrible recreation of what I saw during the first term of Donald Trump. I mean, all what you guys are doing, especially the ones in Chicago, you're doing your Ho-Fest protests, your glorified parades. Shout out to Nick Thompson, who came up with that, by the way. These are glorified parades to Trump Tower here in Chicago. And is that it? I mean, seriously, but here's the thing. I know what all these activists and protesters do. Start somewhere in the middle of downtown Chicago, then go ahead and march right in front of Trump Tower. Seems to be the end-all, be-all goal spot. It's dumb. Stupid. Not as dumb as this, though. Shout out to Case Study QB. Be sure to follow him on Twitter.
I heard the Doge people are actually sleeping in the buildings where they're firing people. And so I thought maybe I could sleep there too. Hey, I was wondering if I could sleep here tonight. Oh, no. For Congress.
God, I've been listening to a lot recently called Lift Every Voice and Sang. They lifted every voice and sang.
God, Democrats. The fact that you had these big tech corporations and the algorithm favor you, the fact that my channel and so many other channels got hit by you guys in the past 4 years, and now I'm seeing you guys act like clowns. On the one hand, I'm feeding on the desperation and the liberal tears. On the other hand, my God, I want to punch a brick wall. And Corey, what are you saying? Oh, yes, they lifted every voice and sang. Well, of course, that's the meaning of the freaking song, genius.
I've been listening to a lot recently called Lift Every Voice and Sang. They lifted every voice and sang till earth and heaven rang.
Donald Trump, Mike Johnson, and the extreme MAGA Republicans are claiming that Democrats are sending paid protesters into their town hall meeting. What's wrong with y'all? We don't need paid protesters, bro.
I'm sorry for even finding that was so boring.
I heard the Doge people.
Yes, of course. So that's your daily dose of Democrats being pure cringe. But there's also the other thing, too, and that is the fear. The fear of, oh, no, we have a dictatorship. Look, I can't predict the future. I really cannot. All right. Trump running for re-election, we predicted that he would do this in 2020. In the aftermath of the Biden-Harris victory in the 2020 election cycle, we predicted that Trump would run again. And despite all the legal lawfare that Trump was facing off against, and while he might be convicted, guess what? That didn't matter to him. He still won. He still won. He still won and became president. And we gave these warnings. Remember that attorney general that was coming after him? I kept on saying to Democrats and liberals, you better hope that Georgia attorney general was squeaky clean. That district attorney, you know? You better hope that she was on point. And no, that didn't happen. She wasn't squeaky clean. I remember giving these warnings, and yet the Democrats and a lot of the vote blue, no matter whose fear had influence on social media, thought they knew better. Confidence was high. Confidence was really high. And now they're doing more fear of Trump won't leave the White House. Now, we do have a very corrupt system. And all nations, from antiquity to even now, have a time limit, okay? Everything has a beginning, middle, and end. Everything does come to an end. But what I don't like is the continuous fear. I got enough things to worry about. I mean, we've had politicians in power for decades. I mean, Chicago, we had a mayor, a father and son, and while there was space between both their terms, collectively ruled over Chicago for 40 plus years. I don't want to hear this term of, oh no, they'll never leave. We've had politicians that never left power and in turn passed power down from family member to family member. But here's another heavyweight champion from the Democrats.
So, unfortunately, we have someone that is occupying the White House. And as far as I'm concerned, he is an enemy to the United States. He swore an oath just like the rest of us. But right now, when you are literally putting us at risk, all because of what? Because you want to convince your followers that you should be a dictator too, that you should never leave the White House because you don't believe that elections should take place. I don't really understand what is going on, and I don't know what it's going to take to get people to wake up.
Now, I've spoken to a fair share of Trump supporters, all right? Nobody wants an imperial presidency. Trust me on it. Nobody does. Nobody wants a president to rule forever because then guess what? It's not really a democracy now, is it? No, it's not, Kit. It really isn't a democracy. And in turn, that should cause a lot of us to say, why do you keep promoting this fear? Look, I am concerned about a future uncertain, okay? I am concerned about things happening down the road. But what I am also concerned about is the fact that these Democrats, a respectable party that has influence over state and federal elections, is now doing all this cringe stuff. I remember Democrats when you were on your high horse mocking libertarians and Greens and independents. And if you're a third party supporter, voter, or if you're part of the Libertarian or Green Party, now is your time to take off the gloves and start doing left hook, right hook punches to the Democrats and yes, even to the Republican Party as well, because this is your time to shine. This is your time. And look, I don't need to tell this to you, but you have a wide opportunity to gain voters' support and actually build up enough infrastructure and possible resources to run in the midterm election cycle of 2026 and prepare yourselves for the presidential election cycle of 2028. Now, you had that big chance after 2016. If you guys, third parties, don't capitalize on this, I am seriously going to mock you. As much as I love supporting third parties, it's like now is your time. If you don't capitalize on this now with the amount of cringe, embarrassment, and stupidity that we are witnessing from the Democrat Party, especially from high echelon leaders, then you're morons. I say this with all my heart. If you don't take advantage of this now, if you don't start reaching out with communities now, if you don't start showing up on independent news networks and reaching out to channels like Hardlands Media, Do Dissidents, RBN, INN, or the Jimmy Dore Show, or anybody else, why are you wasting your time then? This is pure cringe. And if you're a liberal voter, I mean, these are your heavyweight champions. These were the people who were saying that everything's going to be A-okay. This is unacceptable. This is beyond stupid. Democrats, you are going through an identity crisis because you lack leadership, you lack spine, you lack soul, you lack the balls and the heart. And all I could do is sit back and laugh. I mean, I knew the Democrats were going to implode. Now it's sort of like watching a spider in a toilet bowl, okay? And like, hey, it's an animal. It's in this toilet bowl. It's going to drown. You're kind of rooting for it, but then you realize it's a spider and you got to flush the toilet. So it's like watching a slow-mo car crash. It's like, whoa, how horrific. Yet I can't look away. And neither should any of you, because for many of us, I think this is pretty cathartic. It's just, I didn't expect it to be this bad.